All right, now that we've made a copy of our outline and renamed it to rough draft, I want you guys to do this next step with me. I'm going to just kind of prep my paper for the final draft. And by doing that, and in order to make a rough draft, I need to get rid of all this extra information that we have on the page for the outline. So I'm going to just backspace all of this. And I'm actually going to get rid of this stuff as well. And I'm just going to put in my header right away. You're going to need to change the font. And put your name. And then your tour teacher. This class is English 10, so we're going to put English 10. And then I know the due date for the rough draft is the 24th. So I'm going to put the 24th right here. And then I'm just going to make this double spaced right away. And I know we're going to need page numbers. And this is another space where we're going to have to make it 12 font. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to name my title yet. So right now, I'm going to name my paper. I'm going to title it. So right now I'm just going to put brilliant and creative title. And hopefully that kind of sparks my interest later. So the next step, what we're going to be doing is we're going to actually start writing our introduction paragraph. So in order to do that, again, we're really just going to need the blue font. I'm going to do this step by step. So I want you to kind of follow along with me here. So I'm going to get rid of this backspace and get rid of the introduction. And I have to start off with a hook, right? That's how you start your paper. You're supposed to have a strong hook that easily grabs the listener and relates to your argument. And this can be a quote or a shocking fact. And since I have that written already, I can get rid of number 1 here and kind of backspace this. And my hook is the amount of THC content in marijuana has seen a dramatic 26% increase since the 1980s, according to CBSnews.com. So this is my source that I used. So in order to find the author of who wrote this quote, I'm going to have to go to my annotated bibliography and specifically look for this CBS News, all right, because that's the publisher, and maybe even the title here of my article. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here to my annotated bibliography, my Works Cited, which is going to be the last page of my paper. So scroll down. And here's the CBS News. And here's the author's last name. So I'm going to snake that and bring it up to the top. And the next slide here, I'm going to give you guys some examples of what to do if you don't have your author's last name as well. So stay tuned for that. But for now, I know her last name is Dirks. So I'm going to put her last name in parentheses. All right. And I'm just going to leave that right there so I know right where to find it. If someone's reading my paper and they want to check my source, they can just look for the last name, scroll all the way down, and they'll know this is exactly where I got that information from. So that is how we're going to start. And I'm going to get rid of this source use because in our final paper, we don't want any URLs. We don't want this long stuff in it. We just want in-text citations. So the next slide, I'm going to go over what to do if you don't have an author's last name. And then we're going to move on to finish writing our introduction.